3 races remain until the 2019 Outsider Racing League chase. For those on the bubble, the challenges are mounting. 3 diverse races loom. One of them, the Tricky Triangle. Another, a short track in Virginia. The third, and the one we're at today, is perhaps the biggest challenge. Something so different, in fact, that we'll actually shift the transmissions. We'll actually use the brakes. We'll slide the cars around the way they used to be driven. A trip to Sears Point means a trip back in time. The drivers matter, and everything's on the line. This is Sonoma. Pull those belts tight. We're going road racing. Welcome to Sonoma, California, and Sonoma Raceway, a 2-mile, 12-corner track just outside of wine country here in California. And tonight, I'm so excited we get to go road racing again this season. The last time we were out here at a road race was up in Silverstone, and Jeff Wright was the one to win that race. Tonight, over 30 drivers here in the field. We've seen a lot of drivers laying down times in practice. A bunch of them are going to be hard to beat tonight, but Alec Martinez, Jeff Wright, AJ Stravato, and more are going to be the ones to watch. Yeah, and we're going to see especially how these guys qualify now, as only a few drivers actually roll out on the track. Some guys might be patient here. You got 10 minutes for qualifying, so I think some guys are going to take their time getting around here. Let's take a quick look at our track guide for tonight. Again, we mentioned it's 1.99 miles. Of course, this is the wrong layout of the racetrack. I had the right one rendered. I don't know where it went. But, so this is the basically layout. We're going to go up to turn number 3, and then we're going to go straight a little bit longer. I had the right one rendered. I don't know how that happened, but magically we ended up at the long layout here. So up in turn number 3, you're going to see you're going to go straight down to the... Oh, that's why. I had a partially rendered version, and I picked the wrong one. So here's what we're going to do instead. We're going to get this one right, and we're going to go back here, and we're going to do... Never mind, I deleted it. Oh, well. Did you overwrite the track map? We're going to cancel that. And we're going to head back. Here's your racetrack. Well, let's do it the old-fashioned way here, Finney. Let's take a look at the ATVO track guide. Again, we have 12 corners here tonight. 1.99 miles, and Finney, this track, this is the old layout of Sonoma. Well, really, the new old layout. This is the track that NASCAR ran from about 2001 to 2018. In 2019, they switched over to the long layout, but this is really the version that stock cars should be at. Yeah, I was going to say, this is the better layout of Sonoma, in my opinion, especially considering how big of a factor Aero Push is, so with the newer package. The new layout that they're running makes it a lot worse, especially with using the carousel corner. So we got rid of that, just using the old short layout. I think it's gonna make passing a lot easier. Okay, so here's what my thought on this. We got 8 minutes of qualifying. So what I'm gonna do is everyone's gonna hang tight for 2 seconds, because I'm not gonna render out something for 45 minutes not to have it work. So we're gonna fix this problem, and what we're gonna do is we're gonna go to recycle bin, and we're gonna do this the old-fashioned way, because I refuse. It's not right either. What the heck? Did you overwrite the wrong one? Maybe. But I'm upset because I spent way too long. Oh well, never mind. Dang. I'm sad. Anyway, so we're only a couple races away from the chase this time around here. Let's take a look at our points pictures as we walk into the night. Because an interesting note is last year's outgoing champion, Eli Hinton, is on the outside looking in with only a couple of races left. He's missed 3 races this season. Do you think he can get his season back on track and get himself in? Oh yeah, I think definitely can. I mean, considering the fact, it's almost impressive the fact that he missed 3 races and is still almost inside the top 10 of the series. It's pretty amazing. And from the looks of it, point-wise, I think he's pretty much the only guy really trying to race and play in. And you got Jesse Pierce, he's 95 points behind the cut line. So he's got a long ways to go with all the guys like Joshua Banks to get up there. So it's really Hinton, Bell, and Trejo that are kind of racing for that last one. And there's Eli Hinton right now. He's got a SimTV color on board the 13 this weekend, and you see the slipping and sliding that these drivers are having. Now, this is not weather-induced slipping and sliding. Let's take a look at our track conditions here, Finian. Pretty cool track temps. It means these drivers will get to be pretty aggressive tonight. In the braking zone for turn number 7, and we'll actually ride on board with Eli Hinton for the last half of this lap to get a little bit better look at the S's. This is a very fast section, all the way pretty much into 3rd gear through this whole section here. Left, right, back and forth, just clipping curves. You're trying to get this car rotated and carry as much speed as possible. With the extra downforce these cars have gotten in recent years, it means you get to go a lot faster through this whole area of the racetrack. See how much speed is carrying down into the hairpin, and I imagine you're going to see a lot of guys make use of this section of track You see him lock up that right front tire. You're going to see a lot of drivers be over-aggressive onto the brakes, and one of the things drivers always tell each other is slow in, fast out. Now, it's hard to tell stock car drivers that because every week they're braking as hard as they can. They're driving into the corners as deep as they can. That's not what you want to do here tonight. You want to take your time. You want to brake early and get on the throttle early as well so you can carry as much speed as you can down the straight.
And it's really just using the advantages that this car has, because again, it's not the best car cornering, but definitely has a lot of power to deliver, and that's really where we want to take advantage of it. Speaking of which, taking that method to the extreme.
You know, I don't know if he spun out or if, you know what he's doing here, Finn? He's setting up.
Yeah.
Which I haven't seen a driver try that yet, but I like this idea here. Right on board the roll bar here, and actually on the gyro cam through turn 1. Setting himself up for turn 3. So left-hander up to the top of the hill. You're going to grace the curb on the right and set yourself down the hill towards turn 4. The biggest curb on the racetrack here, Finney. This is a fun corner, but it's also incredibly challenging to get right. Up and over the top of the curb.
And definitely see you guys go a little bit too aggressive into that corner and go flying out wide. Right, it keeps it just within the confines of the track.
And into the S's again. This is an incredibly dynamic area of the racetrack. Kind of second-guessing himself on throttle there just a little bit. Carrying all the speed over to the left-hand side of the racetrack and then into turn number 10. High-speed right-hander and then into turn 11. The best passing opportunity on this racetrack. You're going to see a lot of action, probably a lot of accidents down here as well. So Martin Sproul, the number 19, is currently the one sitting on provisional pole at the moment. And he's working his way around. Brice Colusa in second. He was pretty quick in practice. I can tell you one thing, though, is that I'm surprised we haven't seen times in the low 110s yet. The best we've got is Martin Sproul, the 110.375. And let me tell you something. We saw a couple drivers down in 110.1s, 110.0s in practice. So we're going to see if, especially Alec Martinez, can run any better. The 18 has come on through, and has he laid down a time yet?
No,
it looks like he has not.
He's going at a very slow pace. He's only going to go for 1 lap.
And, you know, I think this is smart, is you got plenty of time. He's actually got the engine shut off as well. He's taking his time around here. Now, he practiced quite a bit for this tonight. Was pretty not confident in his ability.
Just cut the course.
Yeah, well, he wasn't confident in his ability tonight. He was looking at it as potentially a race. He doesn't need to win. Remember, he's leading the points. He's the only driver locked into the chase at this point, mathematically. So he's good to the chase.
Yeah, if anything, you would just want to get wins for bonus points. But
right. So for him tonight is just run the race and have fun. But you know, Alec, he's not going to settle for second or third. And he's got 8 top 5s in 9 starts this year. That's an unheard of stat in almost any league, whether it be road or oval. And tonight, it's not oval. It's back to the road side of things. And he performed pretty well at Silverstone earlier in the year, so I think there's no reason why he couldn't run well tonight. He's going to have some tough competition, though. But, interestingly, Jeff Wright only able to get 3rd. So I think Alec knows how important qualifying is going to be. I don't think he's going to set himself up as well. And he's going to fire himself up for a flyer here. Got 3 wins on the season, the most of any driver.
Very clean launch to the first part of the track here. Up through turn 3A and B. This is the tricky part, really just setting it up down for the run down to turn 4.
He got some clouds over the racetrack, too. That's going to help him quite a bit. Into turn 4, up and over the curb's a little bit messy on exit there. That's going to cost him some time.
It's going to cost him a few tenths.
Into turn 7. And turn 7, you can use that tall curb on the right, but when you bounce down off, you can kind of lose corner exit speed. So he's right on the pace, on the money, to avoid that curb on his qualifying lap to just avoid losing any time.
Well, you might get a tough 5 time. Not sure anything past that.
I think that turn 4 exit's going to hurt him, but he got a good run through turn 10. A little bit of a bobble there. Maybe a bit too conservative, if anything. Wheel hop into the corner. And basically, wheel hop's got a lot of rear brake cranked in it, Finney, and you're leaning a lot on those rear tires, and they actually start bouncing up and down like basketballs, and it's hard to regain grip in the car as he comes across the line. A 111.441. That's going to be only good enough for 7th. And I know he's got a lot more speed in that car than that. He will not get a chance to run for a second lap, unfortunately. So not quite as good of a qualifying effort as he would have liked, I think.
He's going to have a little bit of work to do. Mark Emerson, though, notably in the 22, qualified in 6.
Casey Lakatos, the other Sim Motorsports driver in the 50, heading up the course. And this is not a night that he was looking forward to. Really doesn't consider himself much of a road racer, but I think the discussion for a lot of these drivers was just keep it on the pavement tonight. You'll end up with the top 15. There's no reason why you can't run well here. A lot of the times it's your self-induced mistakes that cost you positions. So I don't know if Casey's going to get around to be able to put a time in. So he'll start towards the tail of the field regardless. All right, time to go racing tonight. 43 laps. There will be a stage at lap number 15. So we'll have a caution, and the 3 laps prior to that, there will be no pitting available. So, or lap 13, 14, and 15, you cannot pit. So that means you can't pull that strategy where you come into the box early. And so your thought on the strategy here tonight, Finian, do you expect that drivers will choose to run overcuts or undercuts on the long green flag? I would think the overcut would be the way to go here, but what are your thoughts on the strategy tonight?
I think the overcut would be a little bit better to do, especially if you save out your tires. I think that's going to be the big thing too, is saving your tires. If you're abusing them, then I think you might want to come in for the undercut. But if you're able to save over the course of a longer run and really get the most out of your tires, I think the overcut will be a good strategy to help you out.
Taking a look down at the field, getting ready to go racing tonight on pole. Martin Sproul, the 19, kind of surprised everybody with a really solid lap of 1:10.3. Put him on pole for tonight. Let's roll through our starting grid, our starting lineup here tonight on the front row. The number 19 of Martin Sproul starts in first, right alongside Brice Colusa and his number 82 Chevrolet Camaro. Both home tracks for these drivers.
And moving on back to the third place position, we got Jeff Wright in the 48 from Plains, and outside of him in fourth in the 77, Adam Cabot from New Jersey.
In row number 3, AJ Stravato of Floridian in the number 33 starts the inside of row 3. Mark Emerson in the 22 on the outside in 6th.
And back in row number 4, Alec Martinez will be starting in 7th from California, so this is pretty much a home race for him. And outside of him in 8th, Alex Bell will be starting in the 15 car.
Remember, Alex Bell right now on the inside of the cut line. We'll see if he can hang there. Angelo Ronis from Pennsylvania starts 9th and is number 29. Tim Downey Jr. in the 25 starts 10th.
Moving on back to 11th place, you got Clifton Cockrell in the 16 from Texas, and then outside of him in 12th will be the 31 of Brandon Bowers in the 31 from the Mid-South.
Cockrell ran pretty well here last season. He'll be tough to beat tonight if he can get himself up towards the front. Zach Halpern in the 26th, multi-time winner this season, starts 13th. Jeremy Miller, second in the points right now. He starts 14th in his car.
And moving on back to row number 8 and 15th, Reggie Ortega will be starting in the 2, and then outside of him in 16th will be Jesse Pierce in the 17th. 17th place, Joshua Banks in the number 36 SWA Motorsports car. Elliott Butler in the number 6 machine starts on the outside of row number 9. And rounding out your top 20 and 19th is going to be Robert Gava in the 75 from Illinois, and outside of him in 20th will be Eli Hinton in the 13 car from the Mid-South.
Yeah, another SimTV scheme on board that car this week. Jordan Ashland in the number 27, a rare appearance for him to make a start. Here he is in 21st, right alongside Jeremiah Vincent in his AC Delco, number 8.
Going back to 23rd, Matt White in the 70, starting inside to Jarrett Campbell in the 66, will be starting in 24th.
In 25th, Chris Stewart, the number 49, had some pretty good times in practice, didn't quite qualify very well. Doug Lemons in the 99 starts 26th. I think Casey Lakatos is pulled off to the side of the racetrack. Not sure what for, maybe fixing something. Also, Casey Lakatos is streaming, so if you're interested in checking out his point of view, you can head over to his YouTube channel to see all of that. So he's pulled off to the side of the racetrack, not sure why. This is not how you want to start your night.
Yeah, I'm hoping everything's okay. I mean, he doesn't have a problem. Hopefully he gets back going here, otherwise he might miss the start.
And not looking good so far, and kind of in the way here for the initial start. But again, Martin Sproul, your pole sitter tonight, a really strong run. Field 32 cars strong tonight, 43 laps. This is a short race. It'll be about 50 minutes, add another 5 or 10 minutes for the caution. This race will be under an hour long. That means you're going to be balls to the wall the entire time. There is going to be no hanging out. You got to be aggressive tonight, but also be patient with your tires, with your brakes. Don't heat up your stuff. Don't smash into anybody. This is going to be a race of attrition. Now, has Lakatos gotten back rolling? He has not, so that's not the way that he wants to go. Sitting on the outside of the racing line for turn number 1. Going to be a problem here if he doesn't get rolling.
I don't think he's going to get rolling at all. He's still, now he's finally getting rolling as the pace car is coming in here.
He's going to be about a half a lap behind as the field rolls through turns number 11 and 12. About to turn him loose. Sproul on the inside. The 82 of Brice Colusa, his career best starting spot on the outside. 3 races until the chase in the Outsider Racing League: Sonoma, Pocono, and Richmond. Green flag flies, and we're racing in Sonoma, California. Whoa, car off. Brandon Bowers way off course, as is the 26. And the, looks like Jeremy Miller has come to a dead stop as well. But damage to the 31 here early. They've gone off as the rest of the field heads into turn 7.
Some early bumping thing. We saw the 33 of AJ Stravado and Emerson going at it door to door, and they're still not done between them.
Adam Cabot didn't get a great start. Dropped to 8th after he started in 4th spot, so not going the right direction for the 77. We'll go back and take a look at that start incident a little bit later in the race, maybe during the caution period, but for now, going to focus on the front of the field. Sproul leads the way into the braking zone in turn 11 for the first time. Look at the 25 of Tim Downey Jr. Deep dive on the brakes into turn 11 to get underneath Angelo Ronis.
Being very aggressive. Ronis being a little bit too defensive, I guess, for lack of a better word. Almost had Cockle get past it, but stay in front of the 16. Something for Ford still spicy for that battle as the top 3 kind of broken away.
And Jeff Wright going for the lead on the inside of Martin Sproul. If Wright gets here, he's going to be gone. He's been so quick all week in practice. And now side by side for the lead as they head down towards turn 4.
The driver's going to give. Someone's got to give over the next few corners here. Wright goes out wide, almost into the tire barrier. Still pushing side by side.
Into turn 7 now. Sproul's got driver's right. He's going to be able to re-clear the 48, but it's all about getting the power down to the ground, and Sproul gets it done. What a power move around the outside to hang on through there for a couple of corners. Now Brice Colusa all over Wright once again.
Yeah, look in the background, the 22 of Emerson, he's gotten clear of AJ Stravado. He's starting to close in on the leaders.
See, Alec Martinez, remember, didn't qualify as good as he probably should have. Tim Downey Jr. all over the back, and there's some big damage to the nose of Alex Bell's number 15. Already some attrition that they've got to overcome tonight.
He might have gotten to the 30 of Jeremy Miller.
Yeah, I'm thinking that was the case. We'll go back and look at all that mess in turn 3 a little bit later when the caution comes out at lap number 15. Reggie Ortega in the 2. How about Eli Hinton getting around him? This is for 13th.
This needs to get a solid finish, and he's on track to do so. Still races young, and we know he's fast, particularly these road courses, so we expect him to finish pretty well. As a side-by-side with Ortega up towards turns 1 and 2.
Yeah, last week's winner in the number 12 is right behind them. Yusuf Ghali got it done last week at ISM Raceway. And started about midfield tonight, trying to work his way forward slowly and carefully. Bucks back into line. This is a very line-sensitive racetrack. See Mark Emerson knocking on the door of the 77. Very line-sensitive racetrack here, and if you're offline, you're going to feel it. You're going to slide wide, but Alec Martinez has gained a couple spots and now looking for 4th on AJ Stravado. Already some damage, not only on the front and rear of some of these cars, but also on the sides. See, AJ Stravado got the right front fender crinkled in on that car.
I think that might have been some contact with the 22. Those guys are being pretty aggressive with each other. Speaking of Mark Emerson, he dropped back to 7th.
Yeah, I think he had an issue this past lap.
Oh.
It could have been with the 77 that there might have been a bit of an issue.
Yeah, he was running in 3rd ahead of Stravado. I think he had an issue by himself that took him out of the running. Oh, he's being really aggressive with Cabot.
Well, he knows this is a race that he is capable of winning. And I don't think he's going to be willing to back down. Look at he backed up the entry to get a better exit. Not sure how much it'll benefit him here, but he's certainly going to try.
Field is spread up pretty wide. The guys going through turn 2, there's still guys coming across the line.
How about Joshua Banks? He started uncharacteristically deep in the field tonight. Remember back, actually the first race that we ever did for what was then VRL, Joshua Banks was competing for the win at Watkins Glen. Ended up finishing like 3rd or 4th to Eric Hutton in that race, but he's definitely a good road racer, just kind of buried it deep in the field here. Jordan Ashland gone way wide in turn 4. Look at the paint scheme on Matt White. This is a gorgeous livery. Look at that thing. Not really the start Matt White would like. Started 23rd, dropped about 6 spots.
Well, it's got some damage to his rear wing, so something happened. Catching the back. Probably just a stack. I would say just a stack of that thing bashed in.
Yeah, he's gotten pretty good damage from someone. Gerald Campbell on the outside, the 66. Robert Gaba on the inside, then Joshua Banks, all for 17th spot. Up in the front, Sprouse doing a great job keeping Jeff Wright behind him. And I said earlier that Wright's probably the one to beat right now. And if you let him by you, he's just going to drive away. But maybe Wright knows that this isn't really the right time to push your equipment. You know you're going to get a caution on lap 15. Don't crash your stuff now. Don't wear your stuff out, because you want to have options a little bit later when we come to pit road.
Well, I think he might also see this as an opportunity to try to get past the 19 using his tires now. Try to get the pass onto the lead, and then once you get done, come down to pit road on the caution, change your tires, and then just drive away from the lead. Because we definitely know that 48's got the pace, so he's got some options available to him.
Well, so there's pace, and then there's pacing yourself. I mean, I think he knows that he's probably the driver to beat. So yeah, I think it would make sense for him to get by the 19 right now. But he also knows that he's got a lot of racing left to do it. I mean, this makes the most sense to push hard now, but maybe a little bit early. Maybe he's just willing to take his time. Remember, Silverstone ended up winning that race. Same strategy there. Eddie Trejo's gone around in the S's in the 21.
It's not good for him. He's running 8th in the point, so he's by no means safe.
This is with Ryan Campbell in the number 1. And Campbell gets loose, and they're both going to go for a slide, and Trejo got a pretty good piece of the wall.
Ashland was lucky to get through there.
Almost had it saved and just nosed it in the fence. That shouldn't hurt too bad. Doesn't look all that bad, but you certainly don't want to be coming from very far back this early in the race. I see Pierce drops a couple spots in the 17. So 6 laps into this race, and I think the franticness of this first stage is kind of made everyone a little bit wild. See Angelo Ronas tucked in behind Alex Bell. I think there was a lot of aggression on that opening lap because they knew that even if you spin out, you're going to get your track position back at least a little bit.
Oh, Ronas messed up his line.
And look how much Clifton Cockrell gained that time through.
Yeah, just went wide in the S's. You're talking about how line sensitive this track is, especially in the S's too. It's pretty much one single line that you can just sliver off and you're losing a ton of time.
Cockrell's hugging that inside curve quite a bit through turn 11. He's got some right front damage as well, does the 16. And left front damage. He's been knocked into left and right. So about halfway through the first stage here, and Martin Sprout continues to lead. He's led every single lap so far. And Jeff Wright getting a little bit closer, but he's driving really hard right now.
Yeah. He's been struggling, especially with turn 4. The second time he's gone out wide to the point where he's almost hit the tire barriers and had to slow down to prevent himself from hitting there, so.
He's a lot of curb through the S's as well to try to hook that car around. It's all about setting up your opponents. I mean, you're not going to pass them on corner entry. It's all about lining up the exits here. And that's what Wright's trying to do, but hasn't been able to do it in turn 4. On the brakes into turn 11. We've seen a lot of brake rotors getting red hot in practice.
And also Wright's running a different line in the hairpin as well.
Oh, Gerald Campbell. He's gone around. This is, I think, at the exit of 7, I believe. Nope, where is this?
In the S's.
What is in the S's, yeah. He's gone around for a loop. There's Joshua Banks behind him. He just gets loose, kind of tank slaps away. Now, is there contact here?
Whoa,
oh, yeah. That was just a mess. Wasn't able to hang on. And Robert Gaba's gone around in the 75. He exited turn 11. That's a weird spot to crash.
Yeah, I guess just put too much power on exit. Might have had some help.
On the inside of Reggie Ortega, got kind of pinched here. Now then maybe just throttles up to try to get away and just loops it. Slow, lazy slide. And he'll drop back down to 24, so still a lot of work to do. Sprout still leading, looking really strong. Jeff Wright unable to get on by. And Alec Martinez is still hounding AJ Stravato. He hasn't managed to get around him just yet.
Sprout is doing a great job holding on to his 4th place spot. Martinez not able to get on by. Cabin and Emerson have kind of fallen off just a little bit.
Into turn 11, and I think Alex not really pushing the issue a whole lot here. He could dive underneath and really shove the nose down in, but there's no reason to do that right now. Well, there's no one up the road for another 5 seconds, so passing AJ's not going to do you a whole lot of good.
Yeah, I was going to say, you pretty much try to pass AJ before the caution comes out of it. Push beyond that, so I think he's just good to focus on waiting for the 33 to make a mistake, and he almost did coming up the hill.
The technicality of this course has kind of been taken away a little bit with the addition of all this downforce fitting. It forces you to be more aggressive behind the wheel, and Sonoma's not a track that typically you're very aggressive at. So the drivers have had to not only run a different layout than they probably ran an NIS earlier this year, but they've also had to kind of learn this track over, because this is not the same racetrack it used to be on the older package. You have to be so much more aggressive. See, look at the brake rotors in the 18 already red hot. He's pushing at least the brakes on this car right now. Actually right on board the right front brake rotor as we go into turn 11. We'll see how much you're leaning on your equipment. This is only lap 9, mind you.
Make a move, but see him back out, get on the brakes hard.
So leaning on the brakes quite a bit. They're glowing red hot with all that friction as Stravato spins on exit.
It's going to cost him. He's going to lose 4, maybe even 5 spots here as he gets back going.
Yeah, just too much throttle on exit. Just looped it around. It's a frustrating spot to lose ground because, you know, there's so much pavement there, so it's not like you're going to hit anything. It just feels silly when you spin off into the inside there, but back down to 8.
They did a good job recovering from that, though. It seems like he put it back in the gas and got back going. Only lost 4 spots. It's not the end of the world.
Brought back into the land of Alex Bella, Angelo Ronas. So take a look at the points picture here, Finian. Who's got the most work to do over the next couple weeks? We know that Yusuf Ghali is not on this list, but he's quickly approaching the picture in terms of the chase after his win last week. So I'm looking at guys like Jesse Pierce. I'm looking at Eli Hinton, guys that should be in the chase. Who's on the inside that might get booted out?
I think, well, it doesn't what happened with Eddie Trejo. I think that's going to potentially kick him out. He's running way down the order, and it's trouble for Bruce Boyer in the 14.
Yeah, so Boyer goes around. Oh, he's going to turn right back in front of the 75 and destroy the right front of that 75 car. Oh. That's not good. There's definitely a mistake by Boyer there. And let's see how this all started. Enter the corner, bounces over the curb and just loses it. He's going to spin out, and this is a big mistake here. Is pulling back on the racetrack right into the racing line. That's going to be a big no-no. He's actually gone off the racetrack, called it quits now. That was just poor spatial awareness there.
Yeah, I don't understand why you didn't just loop it around in the grass.
Yeah.
And get it straight before you join the course. So, yeah.
It's going to be a DNF either way. He's done for the night. Joshua Banks, Elliott Butler side by side.
Boy, what on earth happened to Butler? Oh.
I see some puzzle pieces that seem to match up. I'm going to tell you nothing more.
I don't think so, because that's a lot of damage to Butler, not so much for Banks. I don't know. The nose of that car destroyed to the 6.
So there's a lot of cars with damage. Now the good. Oh no! Jeremiah Vincent goes the way of Bruce Boyer. He packs it in the fence. Yeah. That'll be a race over for him.
That's definitely going to ruin that car. He's going to have to probably come to the pits and get that.
Oh!
They hit the tire barrier, avoided the concrete.
Yeah, it's still going to hurt though. That car is so broken. Not the way you want to roll. But the Cockerel spun out in turn 11. More cars. This first run has proved to be a challenge, and did he get hit? Oh, yeah. Got hit by Yusuf Ghali. Yeah. And Eli Hinton hit pit lane, and you know why, Finian? Because pit road closes next time by. So Eli Hinton hit pit lane. He's going to get fresh tires and fuel, go back out there. I love this call.
He's the only actually, I think.
Oh, did he miss his stall, though? Oh, well, it's not going to matter.
Yeah, I was going to say it's not really going to matter that much.
Well, it might.
He'll lose a few more spots.
Actually, no. I was worried about where the leaders were. That's all I was saying. He'll be all right. So he's the only driver to come on down to pit lane. I love this call. It's all for track position. I think it's going to be the most important thing that you're going to have to worry about here. So pit road, when Martin Sproul crosses the line, will be closed. Will we see a bunch more drivers hit pit lane? Here comes Jeff Wright.
Ooh, interesting.
Now, what does Alec Martinez do?
I don't know.
Is he going to follow? No. Adam Cabot
coming in. Downey going to stay out. Emerson staying out. Stravato. Oh, wow.
Wow, that was a late dive. Ronas looks like he stays out. So, a difference in opinion here on strategy. So, pit road is now closed.
Yeah, most of the drivers electing to stay out. Remember, a few, especially a few notable names, too, coming in.
Yeah, so this is going to really shake things up quite a little bit here, a couple laps. We'll get that for stage caution here in about 2 laps. Once the third place driver comes over the start-finish line, then it's now Alec Martinez. He's stuck in behind his teammate, Casey Lacanis, who is 1 lap down, fighting for a free pass spot here. Marco starts. Where is he? Right in front. This is a very important spot for the 50. Whoa. And teammates kind of disagreeing here just a little bit. I think Casey's going to let him on by.
Is there anything that'll help out Casey for Martinez to open up a potential chance to slow down before he's going to pass?
Yes, Bell is in his box. Now, interesting, last week that these two got together the last time out. They're going to separate their differences here.
Oh, Eli Hinton is not that far from the lead. There's Eli Hinton. We don't look too terribly far behind.
Yeah, he should be all right, though, because he has fresh tires, so he should be lapping as quick, if not a little bit quicker, than Sproul. And lap 14, next time by, we will have our stage caution. Brice Colusa, how about this guy? We haven't really talked about him tonight, but his season so far has been a little bit hit or miss, but tonight, he's been super impressive. Started second, stays second, and has done a really good job.
Yeah, he's only finished inside the top 10 once this season. That one's at Iowa, so...
He's run better than that, though.
Yeah,
he's been up there and just ends up kind of getting out for one reason or the other.
Yeah, he's been kind of under our radar for this week, but nice to see him run really well in the 82 up in the front, has a shot of winning this race.
It's all about setting yourself up for lap number 43. I know it's lap 14 now, but everyone's already doing the math. When do I need to pit on that second run to make it all the way to the end? Now, Martinez earlier was one of the quickest cars in practice right alongside Yusuf Ghali. Well, Ghali has found himself buried in 7th. Martinez is a little closer to the front. But Jeff Wright obviously is going to have some track position and some tires. Now, why didn't these guys pit, Fane? Well, because when they come to pit road, they're going to have 3 or 4 lap fresher tires. It's going to be a lot better than the ones that the other drivers already put on. So I like this call of staying out if you're someone like Alec Martinez. Reggie Ortega's having a pretty decent race. He's got a line of race cars behind him with Ryan Lang in the 35, relatively new driver to the series, and 13th right now as the caution flies. And they've come on through, so stage caution is out, and we'll rack them up, stack them up for a restart here in a couple of laps, but not before some pit stops.
Sproul, Colusa, Martinez, Tim Downey, and Mark Emerson in the top 5 across the line.
AJ Stravato in 6th. He recovered a little bit from his spin, and he'll get a new lease on life here after his mistake. Yusuf Ghali also inside the top 10. Now remember, they're probably not going to be here because we're going to have a few guys that will stay out on this caution.
Yeah, I think there was around 5 to 7 drivers that stayed out, so they're going to drop that many spots pretty much down the order.
Here's a look. The top 13 drivers, we'll now make that 14, have not yet hit pit lane. The first driver that has come is Jeff Wright. He is going to stay out here and take the lead over, but he's got a couple lap old tires now. Now he's banking on the fact that it's a little bit cooler temps. You're not going to wear out your tires quite so much. And this is one thing that I explored earlier, Finian, is how much does the tire drop off? Well, it drops off, but it's not necessarily tire wear. It's more about the heat that the tire builds up. And I don't think it's going to matter all that much for a guy like Jeff Wright, because I don't think the tire will be worn out. I think it's heat. So if he has some laps to kind of cool the tires off, he might be okay.
I think he'll be okay too. I can't imagine he ran that particularly hard on this run as well, because he knows that he's going to pretty much end up at the front of the field anyway.
Right. Reggie Ortega, I see. Oh, he's back. Just an internet issue there.
Let's caught the pace car in here. We're not going to have the entire field stacked up here. The pace car is halfway through the lap. We've got 3 guys joined up.
So who ended up getting the free pass? It should be Casey Lacanis.
Yeah, it should be Lacanis when he gets by this time by.
Still don't know why he was pulled over on the side of the racetrack for the pace lap, but whatever it was, he seems to have it fixed. So now the rest of the field catching up here as they head down through the S's. Is it too early to pick a favorite? Because I'm looking at the 19, the 82, and the 48. I think one of those, the winner's got to come from one of those 3. You know what you think? Or is there somebody else that could get it done?
I have my eye on the 48 right. I think I would like to be on his strategy, staying up front. I think track position matters a lot, significantly more than it did in the past. With the older package, with the amount of downforce these guys are producing, the aero wash is also much more significant.
How about this? Tim Downey Jr. Started 10th up to 4th. I'm liking how he's looking. And again, Downey Enterprises has been really strong ever since they bounded together, and it's been Zach Halpern with all the glory so far. Maybe tonight is Tim's night.
All right, pit road going to be a very busy place. Nearly everyone in the field is going to be coming down at the pits. Free pit stop for most people.
As that means that Jeff Wright is going to stay out and just reassume the lead here, or assume the lead for the first time. I don't think he's actually led a lap just yet. And we will get the 1 to green this time by.
Is it the actual one?
It is, yeah, whenever this comes on, it is the actual 1 to green.
Okay. Curious if they might extend it.
We'll see what happens here. A couple more drivers should be staying out, but I think a lot of people are going to... I don't really see a whole lot of drivers go by. Adam Cabot.
Yeah, Cabot's coming by. Hinton's still working on coming by. Hinton was really far behind, so he had to make up... He's not going to pass the entire field. He's going to have to try to muscle it and pass as many cars
Wow, that
as he
didn't really
can.
work out as well as I thought it was going to. I thought he would have been up near the lead.
The problem was he was so far behind that by the time he's caught up to where it was about 6th
Yeah,
or 7th in line.
remember, this is all partially because of his missing his box. So this could have worked out better for him, but
Yeah, he
he
probably
actually
could've-
kind of net lost on this, didn't he?
Yeah, he probably could have ended up coming out around where the leaders were. Might have lost 1 or 2 spots. But yeah, I think that missing the stall, backing up again, I think that's going to cost him quite a bit, and that's where you're seeing him in 12th.
So should be doubling up for the restart this time by. We'll see if we get an extension of that. But Adam Cabot up to 2nd. He's another driver I think could be dangerous tonight if Jeff Wright's night doesn't go his way.
Take the restart.
Yeah, they're still got a lot of cars working their way through. Elliott Butler is still in his box, maybe fixing damage to that 6 car. They're still single file, so maybe
I'm guessing.
every time before when the 1 to green on the ticker comes on, that's the actual 1 to green.
Oh.
Oh, we're going.
Well, I guess we're doing this.
Single file restarts, maybe.
Single file restart.
I can't imagine that was intended.
and the field's still disjointed a bit, and Jeff Wright's going to take advantage of that and go immediately. Green flag back in the air.
And he's gone. Bit of a confusing restart, and this is going to hugely separate the majority of the field as we come back to the green. Right up the hill leads the way. Can't imagine there's a whole lot of thrilled drivers right now with that, but
I wouldn't be assuming guys are still minutes behind.
they're probably farther behind than they were before, to be honest. But Alec Martinez again restarted 5th. We'll see if he can gain any ground. Caution is flown once again. I have to imagine that's a parity issue. I don't think you're going to have that, so we're going to throw it again and rack everyone back up. Now, I also think, I'm hoping that they switch restarts back to double file, as they should be, so that we don't have a field extending all the way around the racetrack. So I like that call. Make it even. It wasn't fair. Still got people working through turn 1, of all things.
Yeah, I was going to say, I'm glad that they did. 'Cause the thing on road courses is the cautions are really short sometimes, too short, that you can't get an entire pit cycle in. So glad they extended it.
Yeah, I think the single file restarts thing was as big of an issue as well.
This is going to help out Jeff Wright even more.
It will. It will quite a bit, actually. So a couple more laps to kind of get things sorted out. And the caution definitely was shorter than I would have thought it was. It would seem one lap way too short. Typically, I would have expected another lap, especially since we had a lap down car.
Yeah.
Usually they extend another lap to
Yeah,
about 3 passes.
I was looking at the base car and the lights were off, and that's like the real sign, and apparently...
So let's do this. Let's go to turn 3 and wait till we see all the lead lap cars
You
go
can
by.
you can still see guys coming through.
Yeah, so here's your
the
leader.
hairpin.
This is in turn 3.
Still guys coming in the background, the way back from the course.
But now you're also doing fuel calculations right now.
Yeah, this is gonna...
It's going to change the whole outlook of this race. Cliffy Cockrell just drove by. He's in the 14th place car.
I want to be fair extended, because we're gonna get the restart probably lap 21, I want to say.
Yeah, I'm not really sure how this is going to play out. There is Casey Laconis. He's the 20th place car. And waiting for more to come on through. There is 23rd place Matt White in the 70. Elliott Butler in 24th. Robert, and they're still going to be catching up because we're going to see the other end of the field coming down through the S's here shortly.
Yeah.
And Gerald Campbell in the 66 goes on by. He is the last running race car on the lead lap. There is your leader, way off of the distance, down in turn 11. So that's how much this field was spread out. So we should be good to the end on fuel, I would think, from this point now.
Well, here's the thing. I think the guys that just came in might be good.
Well, you know who's coming is Eli Hinton.
Yeah.
Why not? Right? Get yourself some fresh tires. Bring the field with you. I love this call.
Well, not even that. I think fuel. They're talking about, now we could probably make it to the end. The guys that the guys that didn't pit under the caution are at a bit of a risk.
Yeah, see, these cautions are a lot quicker than I would have expected. I already got the 1 to green again. So I'm a little bit shocked. Typically, they're 1 lap longer than this.
Well, I'm hoping these guys, the guys that just came in, they probably should be fine because they're already caught up with the field. But yeah.
Well, let's do it all over again.
Are we getting double file up here?
Don't know.
I think we are.
Because if we're single file again, that's another huge advantage for Jeff Wright.
It doesn't look like we are.
Well, they might not. I mean, they might not double up till the end of the lap. There's no point running side by side around here, but you might be right. But for Jeff Wright, I mean, this is great. You're running everyone out of laps, so we run about, now it'll be 6 laps under caution, and so that's 6 less laps that you have to drive full tilt on your tires, and you put all your main opponents strung out in a single file line behind you, gives you more distance. So this is working out for the 48 right now. He's got 2 wins on the season, back at Silverstone earlier in the year, as well as Bristol. And could he be road course king this time around?
I don't think we're going to be double fouled up here. I feel like they would have by now, and some guy's still racing back to the field.
Eli Hinton working his way through turn 7. The last car running is Alex Bell. He's in turn 1.
He's definitely not going to catch the field.
Yeah.
Oh, I think it got extended. Oh, it got extended.
It did get extended, so we'll... Now, I wonder if that was also to make a double file. Because I know you can't make it... Oh, I don't know if you can... I think the caution has to be fresh.
No, it has to be before. It's before. You have to... If
Right.
you do it before... If you do it before they get to the 1 degree.
Oh, okay. So that
think
might
it
have
should be
helped.
good. Yeah.
All right, so a little bit... what's the word I'm looking for? Chaotic, untraditional race so far. And I'm usually a fan of
Some more takers.
Yeah, a couple more drivers coming in. And at this point, I wouldn't have risked this. Climbing the hill again, and now we got the 1 to green, and so the caution came in on lap 15. And really, this wasn't all that many laps because the cautions are so short. But still, ate up a couple laps that could help out the 48 and hurt some others behind him. So now, did Eli Hinton, when he came back down more recently, did he take 4? Oh yeah, he took 4.
He's only in 12th.
Yeah, I like this call for the 13.
That was a fantastic call.
Yeah, I think this is a really smart idea. To come down again, bring the whole field behind you with you, get fresh tires, and now you're going to have the best tires of anybody in this entire field. Now, the other guys only have like half a lap of green on them. But
Yeah, I'm still impressed too how this worked out with everyone disjointed and everything, and some guys being way far behind. The fact that he came in, got full service, and still pretty much came out where he was running.
yeah. And made a mistake on that stop as well, so. Okay, so the double file option is not working, so that's interesting.
Well, GG iRacing.
Yeah, I guess. I can't say I've seen that be an issue so far, but hey, I'll take the word for it. Single file restarts here. Jeff Wright doing a little happy dance right now. Adam Cabot, Martin Sproul, Brice, Colusa, Alec Martinez, the rest of your top 5. Then Tim Downey Jr., Yusuf Ghali, AJ Stravato, Ryan Lang, and Clifton Cockrell, the rest of your top 10. Elliott Butler, all that damage repair that he did, he's back in 11th spot, looking good for the 6.
Getting ready for a traditional road course start. Single file for the leaders.
Here we go. Lap number 22. Gonna have about 21 laps to go. Jeff Wright, Cabot, Sproul, Colusa, Martinez, Outsider Racing League. 3 rounds of the chase. Green flag back in the air, and Wright fires off. Climbing up the hill towards turn number 1, trying to drive away. And the strategy is now going to be very interesting. Watching the 13 of Eli Hinton. He was 7th here last season. Can he propel his fresher tires to some magic here tonight? He's got a lot of work to do, though.
He's got work ahead of him. He's got the fresh tires. He's got the fuel. Apparently making the end. I'm concerned about the 48 strategy, though. You see Martinez going way out wide.
They had a bad hop on the curb. That let One of the vehicles getting to the inside of him. Here comes Eli Hinton up to 11th on the inside of the 6th. I don't know if he can get that done.
Here's a bit of a history.
Oh, do they? Brown was the leader prior to the yellow flag. Look behind him. It was Tim Downey Jr. and Alec Martinez side by side.
Oh.
Contact at 25. Hard into the barrier in the S's.
Yeah, that's going to be next to terminal there. He took a hard link.
Yeah, that was a big, big hit. They pull right back in front of the 21 of Trejo. He's going to bail to the inside, and it's still chaos behind him. Martinez now fighting Yusuf Ghali. This has gone from bad to worse.
Ghali on the outside now, going to switch back, and he's going to back off, actually.
Ghali under attack from Stravato now as they exit turn 2 and head down to turn 3.
Ghali's struggling to get the power out of turn 2, so now he's under attack from Stravato. And Stravato, we know he's pretty quick around road courses.
Yeah, Stravato ran, I think, 2nd or 3rd to his teammate.
Finished second, got wrecked by a lap car.
Yeah, at Silverstone. So he's good at the road stuff. And again, he's been looking for good luck all year long. Hasn't been able to find it. He can control his own destiny a little bit tonight, but currently only 7th.
The stick driving here just kind of give everyone an idea of where a lot of these drivers are running. So Wright and Cabot are the only guys that stayed out completely since the caution. Everyone else has come in at different times.
I still like this 13. I don't know if he can get back to the lead, but this might be a top 5 running race car right now.
He might not need to get back to the lead, but he's got enough fuel.
Also good point. 20 laps to go. Stravato a little bit out of line in turn 11. Hinton up to 10th after his 12th restart position. Yusuf Ghali trying to track down Alec Martinez. These two are the 2 quickest in the 2-hour practice before the race tonight. Ghali edged Martinez by a 10th. Now they run 5th and 6th.
Going up in the front, Sproul and Cabot going side by side. Sproul's going to get the spot now. Cabot's going to be put back in 3rd. Here comes Colusa now, looking to the inside of the 77 down to turn 4.
Yeah, Colusa's been really solid tonight. Up big time over the curb. Wow, 77 sideways, jumping over the top of the berm.
Colusa scared him out of it, down into turn 4, made a panic, go way wide, and almost gives him a bump down into turn 7. You see Eli Hinton now going to the outside of Clinton Cockrell.
Back up onto the straightaway now, and into the S's. Hinton up to 9th. Watching his 13 as he climbs through the field. Does he have enough tire and enough fuel to get to the front? For 3rd, Cabot, Colusa, Martinez.
Martinez getting so close to the wall, hit a few cones on entry.
Yeah, he slid on exit 2, laying down the power a little bit too aggressive there. Up front, it's Jeff Wright by 1.2 seconds, setting sail. We walked in knowing he'd be a favorite, but maybe not this much. Matt White has gone around for...
that car torn up.
Yeah, he's gone around for more than a loop.
Oh, there's some drama down here.
What happened here? Maybe he just runs a little bit wide. No, he just slips. Oh, big impact into the wall.
And then watching the background, Derek Campbell too went for a wicked slide. He was able to save it, but Matt White's going to call it a day.
Well, it's been kind of a wild night here, Finney, and Brice Colusa in the 82 is dropped to 5th as Martinez gets on by. Here comes Ghali now, put him back to 6th.
Probably being aggressive here in the early going. Colusa, I think, probably made a mistake putting him back here.
Jordan Ashland was real slow for a second. But there was some contact here. Just letting on the 26th through.
And Ashland actually benefited quite a lot from this caution period to put him back up into 13th, I think, on the restart, fall back to 14th.
Elliott Butler, Jesse Pierce, 11th and 12th. Butler runs a little wide in turn 11. 19 laps to go. Sproul 1.1 seconds behind Jeff Wright at the front of the field. And actually, last time by, Sproul was a little bit quicker. So setting a pace that Jeff Wright's going to have to match.
I'm worried about Wright. I don't know if he can make it to the end here. Because, I mean, with Hinton and a lot of the other guys in the back, they came in, that's telling me that they couldn't make it to the end. Forward thinking of it, I don't know. That's just my thought.
Alec Martinez in the 18. Contact with the 25 a few laps ago. Put Tim Downey Jr. all the way back in 20th place. And actually, if you recall back to...
Oh, Kelly got really sideways.
Was it
over the curb.
Atlanta a few weeks ago where the 18 got into the back of one of the Downey Enterprise cars? I think it was Halpern.
Atlanta?
I think it was at Atlanta. And he caused that big crash on
yeah.
lap 2.
Yeah.
Was that with the 25 or the 26? I don't
I
remember.
can't remember. Might have been one of them. Well, not gonna be
And,
fans of this guy's not gonna be fans of the 18.
no. But he is closing in on third and running times comparable to the leaders.
The guy who beat him in Atlanta, right ahead of him.
And Cabot's season has been pretty good, but taking a look at the point situation, it's only been good for a short time. Not really in position to go run for the chase here.
A lot of guys spread out.
I got too much going on in my head thinking about strategies and where Sproul's going to pop out, where the 13, how far the 13 can go on fuel, of all things, but there's a lot going on right now.
Fantastic exit on the corner. Didn't really have anywhere to go with it though.
Yeah.
Ahead of him.
Yeah, Cabot was able to fire off even a little bit better. Now Hinton is all over Ryan Lang in the 35. This is a battle for 8th place.
Slowly moving up the order. Got the freshest tires of the field.
Coming back to 16 laps to go, only about 19 minutes worth of racing remaining. And I don't want to say it's been full of attrition. We've had a lot of drivers make mistakes, but all things said and done, battle for the lead is heating up because Jeff Wright ran a 112.5, Martin Sproul ran a 111.823, and big slide for the 19 that time for turns 1 and 2.
Went a little bit too hot in turn 1, was able to save it. He's still booking it at a really fast pace compared to the 48.
Might have a battle for the lead on our hands. I didn't think that anyone could challenge this 48 once he got free and clear. Now looking like we might have that race on our hands.
Yeah, problem is, though, I think for the 19 of Sproul is that, catching one thing passing is another, especially here, we seem to be pretty difficult to pass.
Next time by, it'll be 15 laps to go. Couple battles, one for first, one for third, one for fifth.
Sproul also, I've been noticing, he's been really squirrely on the throttle this lap.
Certainly pushing the issue here. How much do you push if you're the 19? I mean, is there incentive to push hard now, or do you think you should wait a little later and let the 48 burn his stuff up?
Yeah, I think just, if anything, just keep a decent pace to pressure the 48. Don't focus on passing just yet.
15 laps to go in Sonoma, the Outsider Racing lead. 3 races left until the chase begins. There's drivers on the bubble. There's drivers not on the bubble that just want another win. And Sproul would certainly like a victory. Been close a lot of times. We're trying to work over 2-time winner this season, Jeff Wright. 0.3 of a second between them. Another better lap for the 19 last time through. Up and over the curb through turn 4. And Cabot and Martinez are basically matching the leader's pace at this time as well. Eli Hinton is all over Ryan Lang, but hasn't been able to get by him and is running slower laps because of this. I think all that good that he had in the tires might be gone at this point.
He's gonna get, I mean, he's not too terribly far behind everyone else. He's only 9 seconds behind the leaders, and only a few seconds behind really everyone else that he's kind of racing with at the moment. But yeah, I think definitely though he needs to just continue to get through the field at a decent pace. Yeah, just so the leaders come by on the right side.
Jesse Pierce, Joshua Banks. Pierce started 16th, running 13th right now. He's going to head into pit lane here, Finian.
Raises some eyebrows.
It certainly does raise some eyebrows. Jordan Ashland stays out this time. I don't see anybody else coming in, though, so not exactly sure what that reason would be. Sproul still pushing the issue on Jeff Wright. Cabot, Martinez, and Yusuf Ghali rounding out the rest of your top 5, and all the top 5 within 3.8 seconds. That's pretty close for Sonoma.
Yeah, it is really close. These guys separated by decent gaps, kind of struggling to make some passes, but they're all running very close together.
So again, taking a look, 17 laps on the tires and fuel for Jeff Wright. That's a long way to go on that tank of fuel. I don't know if Wright can go all that way. Martinez is almost certainly fine. We know that Eli Hinton is good, if anyone else is.
Yeah, I was going to say he's definitely going to be the most good out of anyone else, also along with Cockrell and Butler. Or sorry, along with Banks and Elmer.
13 to go now, about 15 minutes worth of racing remaining. This race has not gone as we thought it would go, with the whole middle sequence kind of breaking up the action a little bit.
And that's just really just showing you, as a driver, how well you need to adapt to certain scenarios. You saw Hinton, as soon as he saw the kind of chaos that was going on, decided to come back in along with a few of the drivers and might be the one winning out on strategy at the end here. See a big stack up in there. But
yeah, Gerald Campbell almost got looped around off the bumper of Jeremy Miller. Now, we never got a chance to go back and look at what happened at the 30 in the opening lap. We will go back and take a look at the end of the race. Again, there was a lot of action that opening lap that we didn't want to miss. We did not go back and look at the replay. Cavendish started to fall into the hands of Martinez a little bit more than he had the previous few laps, and Eli Hinton still charging the corner, trying to get by Lang. And just can't do it.
Yeah, he's been struggling more so than I would have thought.
Again, it's all about having the right mindset. If you're charging the corners hard, you see that's what the 35 just did.
I have him here. Here he goes. He's going to have a look down into the hairpin. He goes to the inside, going to just bully the 35 out of line.
Yeah, Lang's going to roll around the outside groove. I think he might let the 13 have it. Now Hinton will take it.
Big move, and Hinton capitalizing from a mistake. What he needs to do, off in 8th place.
Some work left to do to get up to AJ Stravato. Yusuf Ghali has, Alec Martinez has dropped a couple spots.
He's been struggling on this run. He's made quite a few mistakes and errors, and it's been costing him as Ghali's been able to work on by.
I don't know if we're quite done yet. But now he might be. Let's go back and see what happened to the 18. Wonder if he got rooted up out of the way.
Whoa! Ghali, I don't think he was trying to make that pass, but he got sideways and decided to go with it. Oh, a little bit of contact.
Yeah, roughing each other up just a little bit, but all fair and square, and Ghali's up to 4th.
I always found that funny when you turn a mistake into a passing opportunity.
Well, it spooked the 18 a little bit. He moved over to let Ghali have the inside groove, but Ghali said, all right, you leave the door open, I'm going to make a pass.
He's only 3 seconds behind the leader. Both very close up into the front.
Yeah, so Sprout charged on Wright for a couple laps, but now he's kind of relinquished the lead back to 1.5 seconds, and Wright might have time to cool off his stuff and protect for the last 11 laps. Well, what's the pit stop picture like? I mean, I don't... Oh, 35 spun around in turn 11.
Might involve Clifton Cockrell.
Oh, it definitely involved Clifton Cockrell. And I think Clifton was just way too deep on the brakes. Big time wheel hop. And just tagged the 35 on entry. I'm sure there was apology to go with that as well. He's going to run off wide in turn 2. And Elliot Butler will say thanks for the top 10. Joshua Banks hits pit lane. I'm raising a lot of eyebrows with these guys all coming to pit lane.
Yeah. We're going to start to see more drivers commit to that. What's getting me here, I'm going to say who, more importantly.
So 10 laps to go this time by. Jeff Wright up at the front has led 16 laps tonight. His lap of 1:11.144 is not the quickest lap we've seen. The quickest lap we've seen tonight is run by actually Martin Sproul, 1:11.133. And he's also led 16 laps, so these two pretty even. But right now, Wright's got the track position, and that's what's going to matter at the end of this race. And third, fourth, and fifth, all in a great battle for third. This has been a really tight and interesting discussion of space here between these three.
Oh yeah, it really has been. We'll see if Ghali can work on behind the 77.
And Alec Martinez is pushing the issue here a little bit as well, but no one can really take a rest.
Also, Brice Colusa closing back up. We saw him and the 77 battling earlier on.
Yeah, good night for him, as we said earlier.
Those guys closing back in on each other.
Great battles here. This is why we love tracks like Sonoma, because it lets the drivers drive, and that's what Ghali's doing right now.
Especially this layout of it, too. I don't think it would have been as close with the other layouts.
Absolutely not. There was actually a mistake that meant that these guys almost ran the long layout of the racetrack this weekend, and that was ultimately corrected. And And Martinez been knocking over those cones on pit entry. Oh my
They're
god.
gonna start fighting for the cone. He's hitting that, I think, 5 different.
I want to know who's setting them up every lap. They should just stop. They're wasting their effort.
Check record needs Brice.
Certainly does. 9 laps to go, and Sproul starting to close back in on Jeff Wright. So the one thing that Jeff Wright has not been tonight is consistent with his pace. Sproul's close back up and then drop back down, and then close back up and drop back down. I don't know who's faster over the whole long run, because we haven't really seen a good opportunity to judge that. Tim Downey Jr., remember, he got looped around Alec Martinez earlier, back up to 13th. Good recoveries for him.
I was going to say, good recovery for him. He's running an 8th at the point, so again, it's just a matter of getting those last few finishes done, getting a solid spot in that top 10, and moving on with the playoffs. Don't think he's going to lose sleep over it.
I'm not concerned about him at Richmond. As teammate runs off the course, and that was for position. I'm not concerned about him at Pocono. I'm not concerned about him at Richmond, but this was really the one that Tim Downey Jr. needed to get over the hill with. And, 10th or 12th, too bad.
Well, considering the state of that car, that he went flying into a barrier.
Yeah.
I mean, running 12 is pretty
If it was a DNF, I'd be concerned. But it's not a DNF. He's staying in it, and he's doing a good job. This trio. Oh, Cabot had to bobble a little bit because of the 29 of Verona's going a lap down. Golly was able to close up a little bit more.
That's not happening on Verona's going back into 26 a lap down.
Golly's gonna have a look down into turn 1 here. Maybe into turn 2 in the uphill right-hander. Look how much Alec Martinez closes through that corner.
Oh, almost gets him.
Oh,
Whoa,
slide
gets
on
sideways.
exit. Wow, he's driving the wheels off that thing. Just couldn't get it to stick.
He's starting to overdrive that car. A little bit too much.
Well, I think right now what Martinez is doing wrong is he's racing the cars. He's not racing the racetrack. And you have to, you're not running to beat everyone else. You're running to beat yourself. And if you beat yourself, you're going to be having a good time. What you can't be doing is judging your braking zones, your acceleration zones off of somebody else, as Yusuf Ghali has just done and lost the spot to Martinez. Go back and take a look at that. How this happened. He kind of set himself up, attacking Cabot, and ran a little bit wide on entry, cut down the apex on exit, throttles up, and right here, slips.
Able to quickly get back on course before Colusa got there. But 3rd, 4th, 5th, and 6th almost tail.
7 laps to go. Right, Martin Sproul, 0.5 of a second between them. And I would not believe if they went
At least
31 laps on fuel.
For Wright and Cabot, I maybe see Sproul and the rest of them doing so, because I feel like at least one of the more guys would have come in by now, but never know here.
Yeah, I just don't see how. I mean, maybe it's possible, but I didn't think that you could do 30 laps here on fuel. And Martinez is, although he's been kind of messy, he is running pretty decent laps and maybe overdriving a touch, but he's making time with it.
Whoa, he almost went into the barrier trying to get the 12 now.
Casey Lacadas had a bad start to the night, but running 18th, this has got to be looked on as a pretty good night, all things considered.
Oh yeah, considering it was a lap down, almost got lapped again at the start. Just within the tail of the field. It's a decent recovery, all things considered.
Well, Martinez's slip up there on exit has let Yusuf Ghali get right back to the bumper here through turn 10.
Really close together on parts of the track. I probably wouldn't run that close to another driver.
Oh, Ghali's in real deep into turn 11, and Martinez left to give him space and get his spot back.
Wow, did it again, the same move.
A little bit less scare tactic that time, but
some great pace out of this 12 car.
Yeah, he was the quickness in practice. It didn't really surprise me that he's running well. Martin Sproul is really impressing me right now, closing in again on the leader, and consistently running faster than him now, but he's only going to have 5 laps to go next time by. Who do you think wins this race? I know Wright's been up there. He's the incumbent right now, but Martin Sproul's better right now.
If Wright's got enough fuel, I think he might have enough. I think he might have enough to hold off the 19. But if he has to pit, then I think that's pretty much going to obviously hand it over to Sproul. But Sproul going to take a wide line on the back part of the course, trying to build a run through the S's.
I mean, if I'm Jeff Wright, I wouldn't have stayed out this long if I didn't have fuel. I would have pit earlier, but it's like he's kind of made his bed. Now he's going to have to lay in it. But look how much better the 19 gets through this back half of the course. Now the 48 on the downhill gains a little ground, and Sproul gains it right back into turn 10. It kind of threw Sproul off a little bit, catching the 48 that fast. Here he goes. Took a dive to the inside, and 48 moved over to kind of block that maneuver.
Starting to get more defensive and aggressive up to the forwards in front.
5 laps to go. 25 to 26 laps on a tank is about the run, but that's how long Wright is gone. Now, the longer layout does add, what is that, almost a mile to the racetrack.
I don't think Wright can make it.
I don't think so either.
I could see Sprout making it, and the rest of the guys that stayed out, I can see them making it. But I think that's honestly why we saw Hinton coming, because I don't think he would have been able to make it to the end.
Cabot is also closing in quite quickly as well. Yusuf Ghali. Wright still leads this race, and again, I'll take track position over anything, but he is getting run down, and it might not even matter at this point.
I hope they saved enough somehow over the course of the run. I doubt he has been.
I mean, he's been running pretty good times, but maybe not quite as fast as I would expect Jeff Wright to be at Sonoma. So maybe he has been holding back, short shifting a little bit, conserving on entry. You see Sprout pushing the issue for sure. But this might be why we've seen Wright be so inconsistent with lap time fitting, is that maybe he's pushing at times to see what he's got and then backing off to save fuel. That could be what we're seeing. With 4 laps to go, I'm not sure how much fuel he's got left in the tank, but he's going to have to hope it's enough. And also, how much was he saving under caution as well? I mean, we had a lot of caution laps. Coming back next time will be 3 laps to go. The top 5 is all closing up again together. Sprouse still on the attack. If Wright's good, Sprouse definitely good. And this is shaping up to be a really solid race. I know last time we were out at Sonoma, California, the winning was not close. It's going to be close today.
So close in the background, too. You see Cabot and Ghali going at it again.
And bring Martinez and Colusa back into this fight. Six miles left when we get back to the start-finish line. Is it going to be too much for the 48 or too little for the 19? Sprout charging turn 11. A little sideways on entry. Behind him, Ghali to the inside of Cabot. Trying to make that stick. And he will. Drag race down the front straight for 3rd.
Yeah, and Cabot slipped on throttle. Ghali got to pinch him to the inside. Going to have to give him some room, though.
Up the hill. Going to be real tight here. It's hard to stay on the outside through turn 1. Into turn 2 now. Does Ghali shove it up the inside? He will not be able to. Now, Martinez trying to size up Ghali for 4th.
Wasn't able to get enough exit to try to do a switch over on Ghali. He's going to have to sit in behind in 5th. Ghali definitely looking like a threat for third place at the moment.
Into turn 4. Here he comes. On the brakes to take the inside line. Cabot leaves him the space. Martinez a little wide. This is going to get real dicey, and Cabot has to give it up to the 18.
Yeah, and he's still struggling to get back on pace. Colusa pounding him for that spot. That was not a good section of track for the 77.
No, I think he knew once the 18 got side by side, going through there would be a death sentence. Ask Tim Downey Jr. But he slips.
Oh, Martinez out in the grass.
Yeah, common thing to do there is to make a mistake. Look at Cabot hitting pit lane. So Cabot came earlier, did he not? So Cabot has 28 laps on his tank. So there's no way, unless Jeff Wright saved all the fuel in the world, that he can make it to the end. 2 laps to go.
Yeah, they came in at the same time. I think that's a death sentence for the 48, unless he's got
but did he save more is the question.
I mean, I don't really know how much more you can save. Oh, boy.
2 laps to go. 4 miles for Jeff Wright. Sproul hounding him. Has Sproul ever won a race in ORL? I don't think he has.
No, he has not.
Could this be Martin Sproul's first Outsider Racing League victory at a road course in California? Oh, he slides! Almost threw it away there at the exit of turn 4.
It's going to be good, though. He has to keep pressure on that 48. He got to force him to try to run out.
That's what he's been trying to do. But is he going to be short? Jeff Wright seems confident that he can make it to the end on fuel. Has he saved enough? Has he short-shifted, lifted off the gas on the straightaways? He might be on fumes at the end of this thing, but he's certainly going to try.
And I think he can stay out at this point. No point bidding. Yep, he's going to stay out. So
he better hope he can make it all the way around.
Oh, might not matter.
Sproul close. White flag flies. 2 miles left in Sonoma, California. Jeff Wright, a 2-time winner this season. Can he do 1 more lap on this tank of fuel? White flag in the air. Sproul closing. Can he push the issue enough to make the 48 run out?
He's got some lap traffic up ahead. That might be a factor.
Jeremy Miller in the 32nd in points. A bow tie on that car, as with these two. Through turn 3. Sproul closing. He might be close enough to pass the 48 outright into turn 11.
Let's see here.
Didn't make the same mistake that he made last time. Miller pulls over. Right. Defends into 7.
Look at the 19, the line he's trying to sub to the S's. No, can't not get down to the power in time.
Is Jeff Wright going to make it on fuel?
Oh, man.
Through the S's for the final time. Over the crest of the hill, down towards turn 10. He's got about a half a mile left to go. Through turn 10.
Got one more turn to accelerate out of, and then he's good. Here he comes, down to the hairpin.
Into turn 11. Sproul hounding him into turn 11. He's going to get to the bumper. Can he nudge the 48? No, he cannot. Does Jeff Wright have the fuel to make it to the end? It's not going to matter. The 19 spins the tires. Checkered flag waves, and Jeff Wright gets it done. He wins in Sonoma. Wow.
I'll be damned.
He did it. Behind him, in turn 11 and 12, Eli Hinton with the aggressive strategy. It's not going to pay off. It'll only get him a 7th.
So decent day for him. Tim Downey Jr. going to get a top 10 with the state of that car. After getting into the, completely going into the tire barriers, going to come home with a really solid finish. Butler ahead of him in time.
Rebounds nicely for that finish. Reggie Ortega back in 17th. This is not the night that he needed. He's got Robert Gaba behind him. Jeremiah Vincent, that is for position. That 8 car behind him.
Whoa,
this is for position as well. Gaba charges the corner. Can't make it. Way up the racetrack in turn 11.
Oh, they both messed up the corner here, and Ortega not able to get up to the power in time.
What a move!
Gaba's going to get by him.
Wow. That was awesome.
That was amazing.
And Gaba gets 17th. That was a great pass.
Yeah, Gaba with his with him having to come to the pits, he's going to come home disappointed in 13th.
This is for position here too. Jesse Pierce, Joshua Banks, side by side for 22nd, and Banks, no. That was good.
Weren't sure who they wanted to get to the line first.
Jeff Wright again, dominating the road course
yeah,
races. He's out of fuel now.
Getting a push from his teammate. I'm amazed he made it to the end there. That's impressive.
He went 31 laps on fuel.
I want to ask him, or you to ask him when he gets into the booth, how much after the line he ran out, because he definitely was not, definitely wasn't close.
No burnouts for the 48 today, but it's not because he didn't win. It's because he saved just the right amount. How impressive is that he held off Martin Sproul with almost no fuel left in that tank?
He held out a driver for first while also saving gas, which is the most impressive thing to me, because those things don't go hand in hand. Saving fuel and defending to the lead.
No, and for Sproul, he did everything he could. He was hounding the 48, almost got to the bumper. The 33 of AJ Stravado comes home with a 6th place, and honestly, for AJ, a 6th, it's got to feel pretty good after the weeks that he's been having lately. And nothing that he's done wrong, just wrong place, wrong time.
Yeah, that'll help him too. That'll help him bring closer to that top 10. He's currently in 14th before tonight's race. And now going to gain, should gain quite a few points. So it's going to be very close for that cutoff picture.
And to the checkered flag. He'll pick it up and get to celebrate statically this time. Here's a look at your race results after a wild race here at Sonoma Raceway. 43 laps. 38 of them green flag. Of course, we had a couple caution laps that were set up for the stage that ended up running a little bit long. But Zach Halpern back in 14th. This was a crazy one here, Finney. I didn't expect that to end the way it did. Didn't expect Wright to be able to make it. I thought that was going to be Sprouse to have, and I don't think Martin's going to be thrilled because he was so close to having it. And he had the opportunity a couple times to shove Jeff Wright out of the way. He did not. Respectful racer for sure. But we'll talk to him here in just a couple minutes. And we'll also talk to Jeff Wright, Yusuf Ghali, and maybe Brice Colusa as well, a top 5 for him. But a crazy race. Before we go anywhere, though, I do want to replay the first lap back when all that chaos happened. We never really got a good look at how that all transpired. So I figured we'd take a look now and see where it all started. I know the 30 of Miller got a piece of something from somewhere. And so here's a look. This is, again, lap number 1.
It's pretty much what ended his night early on, unfortunately.
Oh, the 26 slipped. Comes back on the racetrack, gets the 16. That's where that all started.
Just go toward the 16
right there.
of Cockrell when moved around.
That's really where he got the majority of that damage from. He got the rest of it later. 31 of Bowers goes into the wall. Let's take a look at how he found himself there. He actually rebounded, he was actually back in 30th, so I don't think he actually completed the race after the stage.
Yeah.
He goes into the wall. The 26 also got off track. That was Halpern. This is where he started the whole thing. He spins back.
Roughly from the 26 came home in 14th, regardless of the damage. It was an entire incident on the first lap.
Yeah. All right, one more last look at your results before we jump to break. Again, it was Jeff Wright that got it done after leading the majority of the race, and a gutsy call on the strategy to stay out all the way to the end on fuel and save just enough to do it. An excellent win. It'll be his third of the season, tying Alec Martinez as most races won this season. We'll be back in just a moment to talk to Jeff Wright and more. Welcome back live to Sim TV here now with our third place finisher, Yusuf Ghali, driver the number 12 TRD Toyota Camry. Yusuf, tonight was kind of a wild race for a multitude of reasons, but you were fighting hard with the 18 of Alec Martinez, the 77 of Adam Cabot, and more. But you came home a third place finish. Happy with that? Satisfied with that, or wish you could have been up the road a little bit further?
Oh, I'm ecstatic with it, man. It was a fun race with the 18. I absolutely love racing with Alec. He's probably the cleanest driver out there, if I'm being. But yeah, that race was really crazy for the first stage, and then it calmed down later on. But overall, a lot of fun, craziness, good race.
So when you take a look at your chase picture, you're now 20 points outside the cut line. 2 races left to do it. Do you think you can get there?
Oh man, I think I was like 55 back 3 races ago, so I think I'm on pace to make it, but I gotta get lucky these next 2 races. But yeah, so I'm hoping for it.
The issue with the single file restarts, how did you adjust your plan to attack that issue when that became a problem?
Honestly, I was just trying to hang back for the first 3 or 4 laps, wait for guys to burn their tires off a little, and the single file just made people seem a little more desperate around 5th and 6th, and I guess it just worked out better for me.
All right, Yusuf, a third place tonight, 20 points back from the cut line. Good luck next week, or 2 weeks from now in Pocono. We'll see you later.
Thank you.
Absolutely. Bring in Martin Sproul, driver number 19. Martin, so close, but no cigar tonight. 8/10 back, but you were hounding the 48 of Jeff Wright. He ran out of fuel on the cooldown lap. Do you feel like you could have gotten it with another couple laps, or obviously, if given the 48 had more fuel, or do you think it was going to take the 48 running out of gas to get by him?
I honestly thought he was going to run out. I thought I was going to get him on the last lap. I started saving probably like 10 laps to go and crossed the line with less than a gallon. So, I mean, that's insane. He made that. That's awesome.
You're 10 points behind the Chase cutoff line. You got 2 races left to get yourself in. We had to Pocono in 2 weeks and then Richmond Raceway. How confident are you that you can get yourself inside the top 10?
It's probably not going to happen. I think I'm going to miss one more race before the Chase starts. So it's not going to happen.
All right, Martin. Well, hey, congratulations. A great second place finish tonight. Good luck at the races you do make for the rest of the season. Congrats. We'll see you later.
Thank you, man.
Absolutely. Hey, Brice. It's Kyle from SimTV. Got a copy?
Yes, sir.
Hey, buddy. Well, hey, 5th place tonight. That's pretty darn good at a road course. This was extremely challenging tonight. You started up in 2nd spot. You finished 5th. Are you happy with tonight? Wish you could have gotten some more. How do you feel after that? And how do you feel about the next couple races coming up?
Honestly, man, with this field, I am happy with the top 5. I think I really put out a good showing there today. I'd say I attribute my success to just being more of a road course guy in general. I've been trying to get better at ovals, but I tried to use a lot of my road course experience here today. I don't have a lot of experience on road courses with the NASCAR, but I'm very happy with how today went.
Sonoma is always extremely challenging, but it was relatively grippy conditions out there. The temperature was in the 70s, and it just seemed like with this higher downforce package, there was a lot of grip to be had. So did it allow you to be more aggressive on this race car? I know you said you don't really drive the stock cars a lot, but I guess I was surprised at how aggressive you could drive these things. Do you share that sentiment, and do you wish that it was hotter and a little bit more slidey?
Oh, absolutely. Even in the practice session, we started at about 6 a.m. in the sim, and it was just so grippy out there. I believe it was about 68 on track through practice, and I remember hearing 84 toward the end of the race, and it did start slipping up a little bit, getting a little squirrely out there, but we made it to the end.
All right, Brice Colusa, 5th place tonight after starting 2nd. Great race, Brice. We'll see you later.
Thanks, sir.
All right, we're going to talk now with your race winner, driver the number 48, Jeff Wright. Just making it to the end on fuel on fumes to the checkered flag, Jeff. You made your tank last something like 31 laps around here. How'd you do that? And congratulations on your 3rd victory of the season.
Oh, yeah, thanks for starters. And wow, yeah, I honestly didn't think it was going to happen there after the way things unfolded with the restarts kind of getting messed up and that type of thing. But yeah, just trying to save as much as I possibly could, short shifting up to 4th gear where, normally don't shift up to 4th gear, letting the car coast and roll as much as I could. And, like I said, didn't think it was going to be enough, but we crossed the finish line with just 0.1 left in the tank. And I'm just so happy to get another win here, especially coming to a road course. This is a special place to me. This is where I got my first ORL win. So coming back to Sonoma, being able to get the win just feels great.
How much did you have to adjust your driving with Martin pushing the issue there? And how much of that was saving fuel and how much of it was him actually catching you?
Yeah, Martin, I mean, he was fast. There's no doubt about that. He was really setting the pace early there in the beginning of the race. I was trying to conserve. Normally when we come here to Sonoma, it's hot, it's slick, and it chews up your tires. But as we kept going, I just kind of noticed, was like, well, the grip's really not going away. So maybe I should charge a little bit harder. And so started doing that. But yeah, there's no doubt about Martin being fast. And when I was trying to save fuel with him behind me, that was tough. Really the whole top 3, top 5 guys, they had pretty good pace. But yeah, I kind of would just keep my eye on that ticker, see how close Martin was getting. He was really good at a couple different areas of the track where maybe I was struggling a little bit. And so I would push a little bit there. And then where I was good, especially going up the hill, I felt really good there where I was fast. And I would try to save a little bit there, just try to coast it as much as I could and just, try to manage that gap. Because I knew if Martin got close to me, he's a good enough driver and he's fast enough. He's going to make the pass. And I just didn't want to risk that.
In 2 weeks, we head to Pocono Raceway, and then we head to Richmond Raceway. Are those two tracks you think you can win at and get it done and maybe beat Alec Martinez for most race wins this season instead of just tying him?
Yeah, that's definitely a goal I'd like to do is try to get the most race wins. Pocono, it's kind of been a decent track for me. It's not one of my favorites. It's not one that I've been, particularly well at, or some track that I look forward to going to. But we're going to do our best and see what we can get out of Pocono. And then, like I said, going back to Richmond in a few weeks, definitely looking forward to that race as well. I was looking forward to this one all season long, trying to get back to Sonoma and maybe get another win. But yeah, I think it's doable. Going to have everything go our way. Luckily tonight, able to save enough fuel and not let this win slip away. But yeah, as far as tracks coming up, I'm looking forward to. Richmond's definitely one of them. Watkins Glen later in the season, going to be looking forward to that one as well. And then, just got to, say a big shout out to the team, especially AJ. My boy AJ pushing me to the start finish line. That's pretty awesome out of fuel. So he was able to push me around here, get me parked at the start finish line. So big shout out to him. And then big shout out to Bailey Turner, because if Jeff Wright finished in the top 5, kids were going to eat free at Golden Corral. So happy we can do that.
All right, Jeff. Hey, congratulations. Road course king this season. We'll see you at Pocono. Hopefully later this season at Watkins Glen you can do the same, Jeff. Congratulations. Nice job saving that fuel. We doubted you a little bit those last couple laps, but we should never doubt Jeff Wright at a road course. Good luck. We'll see you in a couple weeks.
All right. Thanks, Kyle. Appreciate it.
Absolutely. All right, Finian. Job done here in Sonoma. What a race. What a chase picture we got shaping up here. Again, we're going to have a week off next week for Thanksgiving. The following week, we return to Pocono Raceway. Your thoughts and your analysis after taking a look at the points.
Yeah, it's really close. So right now, as it goes, Eddie Cho got knocked out. Eli Hinton's currently in. But the point separation is really, really close. There's only about a 20-point spread between 8th and 12th place, and that's not a whole lot. It's even closer even beyond that too. So it's not confirmed, at least for the last, I want to say for pretty much 7th on back. It's definitely not confirmed. There could definitely be a bunch of big shakeups, especially at going to Pocono. And as we've seen in the past many times, Richmond tends to be a big upsetter for a few people, so I'll have to see there. But definitely really interesting with this chase picture. A lot of big names looking to get themselves in.
Absolutely. So again, we have a week off next Saturday. The next stuff you're going to see is tomorrow night, 9:40 p.m. It's going to be the K&N car for the 3-Wide Racing League Triple Crown. And then the upcoming week is a little bit quiet due to the holiday. But of course, we will have racing on Tuesday night with the Elite Modified Tour as well as Grid Life. They're running their final race of the season at Brands Hatch. Fuel Cup is off this week, but I'll be on Wednesday night with the Washington, D.C. region SCCA from VIR. Thursday night is off, Friday is off, Saturday is off, Sunday we're back to more 3-Wide Triple Crown action.
So yeah. Also have Indy Elite tomorrow night as well.
Oh, yes. Thank you for reminding me about that. I completely forgot. All right, that's going to do it for Outsider Racing League. The next round of the chase, or the upcoming battle to the chase, will be in 2 weeks at Pocono. Thank you so much for watching. We'll see you next time.